I'm Macy Eglin. Developing now, stepped up police patrols on the island after a suspected terror attack in Colorado. The FBI says a man yelled "Free Palestine" and threw an incendiary device into a crowd marching in support of Israeli hostages. 8 people were hurt in Boulder yesterday. As a precaution, Suffolk police have increased patrols at religious sites. Nassau police say they're communicating with federal and local law enforcement partners. Police are trying to figure out what caused this deadly single-car crash in West Islip last night. We're told a 59-year-old Amityville man veered off Union Boulevard and hit a cement pillar. Read more about Newsday's year-long investigative series looking at Long Island's dangerous roads on our website, newsday.com. Only in Newsday, a new memorial to the Gilgo Beach victims. 3 park benches bear their names along the Ocean Parkway Coastal Greenway bike path. Nearly $2 million in grants will help fund housing in Suffolk County. The projects in Port Jefferson and Wyandanch will add 123 units of multifamily housing. The money was awarded as part of the Empire State Development Program. And construction has begun on a 165-unit mixed-use apartment building in Riverhead. The $82 million project is located between Main Street and the Peconic Riverfront. Celebrating sports history in Suffolk, the Cuban Giants, the first salaried professional black baseball team, received this historical marker over the weekend. It's near Argyle Lake in Babylon Village, where the team got its start.
And to be honored now it's a bit late, but it's well deserved.
The team started playing back in 1885 as the Athletics and later became known as the Cuban Giants. Let's talk about your forecast now in the first week of June. It's going to start to feel more like summer out there. Right now outside at Atlantic Avenue Beach in Amagansett, a really pretty shot to start your work week. Happy Monday, everyone. Temps today are in the 60s and 70s across the island. We do have a bit of a breeze. Those temps, though, will just keep on climbing. Tomorrow and Wednesday, we're in the mid-70s. Then as we extend out to your 7-day forecast, you'll see by Thursday it'll feel a lot like summer. We could see highs around 80 degrees, 83 for Thursday. Wow, warm again to start your weekend. By Friday night and Saturday, there could be a threat of more rain to cool us down, but Sunday for your weekend is looking pretty good, dry and sunny right now, highs around 76 degrees.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Fire Island Ferries.
Long Island is a great place to be in summer, with sunny, warm days and some of the best beaches around. But beyond the beauty, there is a major concern: storms. The 2025 Atlantic hurricane season is officially underway, and it looks like it could be another very active one. With warmer ocean temperatures and climate patterns shifting, Long Islanders have to be ready in case a big storm heads up the coast. For the 6th consecutive year, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration expects a very busy season. Their forecast calls for 13 to 19 named storms, with 6 to 10 expected to become hurricanes with sustained winds of 74 miles per hour or higher. 3 to 5 are projected to be major Cat 3 or 4 or 5 hurricanes with winds of at least 111 miles per hour.
Weather prediction, modeling, and protecting human lives and property is our top priority. So we are fully staffed at the Hurricane Center, and we definitely are ready to go.
This continues the recent active trend, including the record 2020 season that produced 30 named storms, with 14 hurricanes and major hurricanes. Now that year, 11 storms made landfall in the continental U.S. However, as we've noticed in recent years, the certainties are often determined in the short range as opposed to long-term forecasts. The path, intensity, and movement of a storm is affected by the flow patterns and interactions of other weather fronts and air masses. Look at recent storms like Henri in 2021 and Hermine in 2016. Both triggered some type of major alert, warning and even voluntary evacuations across Long Island, yet neither ended up causing major damage or issues. But non-hurricanes like Ida, Isaias, Floyd, Agnes, and of course, Sandy were either downgraded storms or remnants, but ended up causing major damage or severe flooding across the tri-state region. And we all recall the devastating floods on the North Shore last August that had nothing to do with any tropical storm, and that caused historic flooding that washed away Harbor Road and ended up emptying Stump Pond. So here we are at Robert Moses, Field 2, with George Gorman, Regional Director of New York State Parks. Hurricane season has begun, George. What are we looking at in terms of this year? Are the beaches, are they in good shape?
We are in good shape.
Storms across the Northeast, the Caribbean, Long Island can always do some weird things. Tracks, they can turn, they can stall, like we saw with storms like Henri and Hermine. But you're always on guard, always ready, no matter what, right?
We have to be. Beaches see the first effects from the hurricane. So we have to always be monitoring, we have to always be watching. We have phenomenal lifeguards they see problems, they react right away. But even the entire beachfront, we have to watch just to make sure we don't see erosion. And if we do, we react to that.
So every year is different. And our best defense is to be prepared, to stay in touch with forecasts and have a plan should the next big storm head our way. For Newsday TV, I'm meteorologist Rich Von.
And you can read more about hurricane season on our website, newsday.com. Click Get More below that Newsday TV video box. Only in Newsday, craft concerns. Harmful forever chemicals turning up in beer. Researchers looked at nearly 24 beers brewed around the country and found at least one PFAS compound in the majority of them. None of those tested were from Long Island. Newsday's Nicholas Spangler says there is still some concern at our local breweries.
The attitude by and large is mild concern, but not alarm. Nobody is saying you got to stop drinking beer, least of all Long Island beer. But the brewers, the brew experts at these places did say that this is, something that they is now on their radar.
You can read more about the story on newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Hey there, I'm Ken Bufa. It's Pride Month here on Long Island, and there are parades, performances, and other events supporting the LGBTQ+ community from Eastern Suffolk to Western Nassau. Now, joining us to talk about the LGBT Network is President and Founder David Kilnick. Thank you so much for being here, David. We appreciate it, but I want to get into this. What is this month all about?
Sure. Well, thank you for having me, and happy Pride Month to all. Pride Month is for everyone. And so what Pride Month is about the LGBTQ community being able to be ourselves, celebrate authentically, but it's really the biggest visible presence that our community has here on Long Island.
This year is the 35th annual Long Island Pride Parade, so tell us about it. What's in store?
We're back in Huntington. The parade is going to be huge down Main Street. There's going to be at least 24 more groups marching this year. A big festival in Heckscher Park, live concert. It is free, it's family friendly. We're going to see really Long Island life represented. And that diversity is so important, and that message that we send on June 8th for the rest of the year, the other 364 days of the year, is real important and powerful.
Now, there's also obviously a lot of celebrations, a lot of performers. So we spoke to one of the performers about the upcoming show, and here's what they had to say.
I really feel like it's nice to be able to give back and to show and support and remind people that there's representation for them everywhere you look, in musicians, in artists, in actors, in everyday people, and people who are on The Voice like me, and that nobody is alone. So it means a lot to me to be able to do this.
All right, David, so what are some other Pride events happening across the island throughout the month?
We have the annual LGBT Youth Prom happening on June 14th. It's being held at the LGBT Network Center in Hauppauge. We have Pride Night with the Mets. Hey, let's go Mets. And that's happening on June 13th, the night before that. And North Fork Pride, celebration out on the beautiful North Fork of Long Island. That's happening on Sunday, June 22nd.
Thank you so much for joining us. LGBT Network President and founder, David Kelmnick, thank you so much. Now we have a guide to Pride events on Long Island. Just go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
You can see more on all of these stories on our website, Newsday.com, and watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and all of the other streaming services that you use anywhere. I'm Macy Eglin. Thanks for watching Newsday TV. Have a great day.